Welcome to the Boot Room YouTube, and today we're with Emile Heskey, and we're just going to run through the Southampton Everton game from Sunday afternoon. There was a lot of talk about Everton maybe with some of the bigger clubs just stuttering. They could possibly push themselves into the top four, but does the way yesterday's game went just sort of maybe still got quite a bit of work to do?
Look, I think we don't want to get carried away. I think they've done some they've been playing some fantastic football, to be honest with you. So you've got to take your hat off to them being at the top of the league like they did. They deserved it.
Yeah.
But again, let's not get carried away and think that Southampton aren't a good team.
Yeah.
They're a very, very good team. And their two strikers. I haven't seen a partnership like this for a while.
No. Yeah, it's
usually play with one up front, and everyone else buzzing around. No, a partnership that works together.
Yeah,
like these two, and it's fascinating to see because again, I grew up on partnerships working together and blah blah. So it's interesting to see that. So, but as Everton goes, I still think it's a great start to the season. This is one blip that all teams have had.
Yeah. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who was in this unbelievable run of form, possibly the most in-form striker in Europe, not called Robert Lewandowski, going into the game. 18 touches he managed against Southampton. He was really well marshalled by Vestergaard and Bednarek. How frustrating is that as a striker when there's just nothing coming towards you?
Yeah, look, I think this is one of the things that you've got to understand, that when you're in such rich form, teams are gonna figure out ways to get under your skin.
Yeah.
Teams are gonna figure out ways to nullify the service to you, and then you're gonna end up trying to come back a little bit deeper to pick up the ball to get a touch.
Yeah.
So look, these are great. They've got great managers, great coaches, and analysis, and they'll be doing their best to stop, nullify what's great about Everton.
Yeah. There did seem to be a real concerted effort to stop crosses into the box. I don't think Luca Dean even managed to produce a cross in 70 minutes before he got his red card. And it just maybe makes you think that if they don't have that direct route, they maybe need something else off the bench. And they've only really got Tozen as the other centre forward.
Yeah, well, you look at it, Calvert-Lewin's heading ability and his ability to attack crosses. He's got probably one of the best teachers in big dunk.
Yeah.
And that's if you look at some of his goals, they're phenomenal. So if you stop, and this is where you stop it at source, like I said, he ends up dropping back to try and get a touch of the ball.
Yeah.
And you get frustrated. Yes, you do need plan B, and this is where you've got to be clever with your plan Bs and see how you can then start to create from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And this is where they probably came on a little bit unstuck.
And from one England number 9 to another, Danny Ings showed the other side of his game, didn't he? With 2 assists, dropping back into almost a number 10 role, as you said, linking up with Che Adams. Watching that sort of performance, does it maybe make you think he's got a lot more to offer? And he had that spell in Liverpool, it didn't work out with the injuries. Could he get back up to that level? Yeah,
look, I think when you're looking at his goal scoring ability, is second to none.
Yeah.
Yes, he's had horrific injuries, but he's showing his persistence and his determination to get back to where he feels he should be.
Yeah,
he's a great player, a competent goal scorer.
Yeah,
but now he's shown a little different side to him where he can actually build play, create, slide someone in. Che Adams, they're both thriving off each other.
Yeah,
if you look at their assists for each other, it's very high.
Yeah.
So they're both thriving off each other, and like I said, it's crazy that we're suddenly now seeing a little bit of a partnership again, where we haven't seen it for a while, where you don't usually play with two up front.
He's almost got a little bit of Harry Kane in him, hasn't he, Danny Ings, in the way that he can drop off, and it's that underrated technical side of his game that'll give a manager the ability to go for a lone striker system or a front two. It must be so helpful.
Yeah, definitely. He gives you different options, don't he? So, and the funny thing is, when you're looking at it, you might say it's a 4-4-1-1.
Yeah.
But when you're on the ball, it goes to 4-4-2.
Yeah.
When you're off the ball, it changes. So he gives you different options. So when you're actually defending, he can actually do different things for you.
Yeah.
So which is great, and that takes some doing, because not everyone understands it and not everyone wants to do it, because they only want to focus on one thing, their own job going forward.
Yeah. And I don't think Southampton fans would want to be constantly reminded of this, but it was 365 days ago yesterday that the 9-0 happened, that infamous 9-0. It just shows, doesn't it, the perseverance with a manager, sticking with a system. It can really reap rewards if you've just got a little bit of patience.
Yeah, look, I think 100% when you stick to a formation, you're sticking to a manager that you believe in as well, and you show him that you believe in him as well. And we've seen many a times where I say you're only 10 games away from being sacked in the Premier League. But sticking with the manager, especially after such a horrible result as well, was good, because now you're reaping the rewards from that. And Southampton will be looking to build on that.
How high do you think Hasenhuttl can go as well? Because it wasn't that long since he was being linked with a Bayern Munich job. And there's, Manchester United possibly. There's question marks maybe over Ollie and Chelsea maybe.
The thing is, I think when you look at what he's actually achieved, you wouldn't say, you wouldn't batter an eyelid. You wouldn't say, oh, I don't think he's capable of doing that. You'd say, yes, he is capable of doing that. But I don't think Southampton fans would be too happy with us talking about their manager going right now, would they?
But I do think he deserves that little bit of credit, doesn't he? Because
well, I think we have to give him credit as well, because again, after a 9-0, there's how do you actually build your team back up?
Yeah.
How do you actually get them playing and them to understand that basically you need to be doing this, you need to keep doing this. Look, it's going to reap rewards. It's going to reap rewards, and then you go and get beat 9-0. How do you get them going again?
Yeah.
And he seems to be getting them going again, and he seems to have them full of confidence.
Yeah. It's a very underrated style of play as well. I mean, Southampton are not one of those teams that you'd immediately jump to when you're talking about the most free-flowing, exciting teams in the league. But when they're really on form, midfield's really tight, they've got the forwards in form, the fullbacks push forwards. It's just so effective and well-drilled.
Well, it's well-drilled, isn't it? It's well-drilled. It's a well-drilled team, and like I said with Leeds, every player seems to know their job.
Yeah.
So they go out there and do it effectively. Tuck in when you lose it. Blah blah. Make sure you got your banks. Make sure you're putting pressure on. Everyone's putting pressure on. It's a well-drilled machine.
Brilliant. But two teams there possibly punching above their weight, hoping for good things this season, and we'll just have to see how they kick on next couple of weeks. But if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and tune in another 2 weeks. Thank you.